Now at 10, some Joplin area community members spend a day living in simulated poverty. We'll tell you why. Plus, how a Pittsburgh organization is taking its services on the road to help more people in need. And playoffs are here in Southeast Kansas. We'll have highlights between the Colgan Panthers and Central Heights Vikings.
The four states' most watched news starts now.
We have breaking news tonight out of the Tulsa area where authorities are investigating 8 deaths. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. 8 people are dead in connection with a large house fire in Broken Arrow, and investigators say the fire and deaths are being investigated as homicides. Authorities aren't saying much about the circumstances, but they say they do not believe there is an immediate threat to the public. Police say it's a complex scene given the state of the house due to the fire damage. They say Broken Arrow stands together in mourning.
This is a shock to Broken Arrow. It's a safe city. Broken Arrow doesn't have this kind of situation every day. And so we're asking the community to please pray and come together in this, because this is something that we don't experience as a city very often.
The ATF is on the scene assisting with that investigation tonight. Police say they intend to release more information tomorrow. Authorities are investigating allegations against the Neosho County, Kansas County Attorney. According to the Neosho County Sheriff, an investigation is underway following a slew of complaints against Linus Thurston. The sheriff told KOAM that he'd like to talk more about it, but since it's an ongoing investigation, he can't. The state attorney general's office did confirm that there is an investigation and, quote, no prosecutorial decisions have been made. Thurston is currently serving his second stint as county attorney after holding the post in the late 90s and early 2000s. Let's check in with Doug for a first look at the weather.
Well, it definitely turned out to be a nice Thursday for us today. A lot of mid and upper level clouds, but in general, great day, 67, 44. Look at our north, 67, 44. That actually kind of rarely happens, but right where we should be for this time of the year. Lower 50s in Missouri, Arkansas, mid 50s once you get out across Oklahoma and also parts of Kansas. And check this out. We got some showers working in to our western counties at this point in time, kind of back building a little bit just to the south and to the east of Wichita. But these are going to continue to push in. They're slowly going to die, but they're going to push through southeastern Kansas, may even get into southwestern Missouri. So we are going to have some hit and miss showers as we go into the overnight hours. Here's 11:30. You can see these bands trying to get into Pittsburgh, down toward Miami, and then kind of dying, but working into southwestern Missouri a little bit later on tonight. More rain chances for the weekend. We'll look at that here in just a bit.
Catch you then. Some Joplin community leaders get a lesson on what it means to live in poverty. Over the course of a few hours today, 80 community members from 50 organizations experienced a simulated month of living in poverty. Scenarios are based on the experiences of community individuals and families. The simulation is designed to give participants insight into the challenges low-income families face daily, as well as help to identify areas of change that could impact poverty in the Joplin region. Today's simulation was organized by One Joplin, a community collaborative focused on facilitating communication among area organizations. The Lord's Diner in Pittsburgh has gone mobile to better serve that community. KOAM's Carrie Worthen has more.
This helps families and people that are in need that don't have shelter or food.
An anonymous donor donated the Lord's Diner a food truck. The Lord's Diner site director Laura Ramsey said this is a better way to serve the community.
We would like to reach more people in the community, and transportation is an issue. So this way we can go out to different pockets in town and try to reach those who can't reach us.
The Lord's Diner used to be open 365 days a year, but Ramsey said due to staffing issues, they are only open Monday through Friday.
So on Friday evening, along with their evening meal, we hand out to-go bags. We have just individual bags, which contain shelf-stable food, and then we have family bags, which are bags that people that have the capability and accessibility to cook, they can use that food to help get them through the weekend.
Jolion Conley has been going to the Lord's Diner for about a year and said that the mobile food truck will be closer to him at one of their 3 distribution locations.
I just want to say that I think it's a blessing that everybody that is doing this is awesome, and I just praise God for the amazing things that is being done in this community.
Ramsey said that they serve on average around 300 people a night. In Pittsburgh, Carrie Worthen, KOAM News.
To find out more about the locations and times for the mobile food truck or to help volunteer or donate, visit our website, koamnewsnow.com. Silver Dollar City today provided an update on the derailment last night of the Frisco Silver Dollar City line steam train. That crash occurred shortly after 6 p.m. 6 guests and 1 employee were injured. And today, Silver Dollar City says the employee and 5 of those 6 guests are out of the hospital. The Missouri Division of Fire Safety Team said they've concluded their first stage of the investigation. No word yet on the cause of that derailment. Halloween's almost here, which means kids are going to be heading out the doors to collect candy, but there are some safety tips to keep in mind. Pittsburgh Police Chief Ben Henderson says it's important to have reflectors on if you're wearing dark clothing at night. He says they haven't found any suspicious goods, but reminds parents to check that their children's candy is safe to eat. One Girard resident tells us she wants to bring back traditional trick-or-treating the way it was when she was younger.
When they do trick-or-treat in our neighborhoods, that they still need to be checked for their candy and, just for the safety of the kids. But I just wanted to bring back the traditional of how we used to trick-or-treat when we were young. I want the community to know that they don't have to have fear for their children to be able to trick-or-treat.
Price says she's going to be handing out candy with her mother on the porch, and she says everyone is welcome to join. A Joplin law firm is showing school spirit by visiting Irving Elementary and giving out new sweatshirts with Joplin Eagles logos. The donation program by Johnson, Voorhees, and Martucci has been going on for 11 years. They visit all of the Joplin elementary schools and give away sweatshirts to prepare kids for the winter season with the extra benefit of showing their Eagles pride.
We know that we didn't do this alone. The support of our community has allowed us to succeed, and I happen to have gone to Joplin High School and Joplin Elementary Schools, and so it's because of the teachers and the support in our community that I was able to be an attorney in the first place. And so it's important for us to give back and to come here and see these kids' faces. This is the highlight of my year.
Firm's going to visit other Joplin elementaries to hand out more sweatshirts, 3,700 in all. Coming up, the latest on the second excavation in connection to the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre. Plus, the race for Senate in key states tighten ahead of the midterms. A second excavation is underway in Tulsa in connection with the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre investigation. The excavation includes a new area of Oak Lawn Cemetery in the hopes of finding potential victims. The first excavation took place during the summer of 2021, and analysts were able to locate 19 human remains. The city says 14 of those fit the criteria for further DNA analysis. From the samples taken at Oak Lawn, 2 DNA samples had sufficient amounts of DNA to move forward. There are just 12 days until the midterm elections, but millions have already cast ballots with early voting. A top Democrat gave President Biden a stark assessment of the state of several campaigns, but they hope new economic data improves their odds. Reporter Skylar Henry has the latest.
Caught on a hot mic in New York, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer gave President Biden a rundown on several battleground states.
They didn't hurt us too much in Pennsylvania as of today, so that's good. It's hard to believe, but they will go for the
Walker, the Republican Senate candidate in Georgia with a strong anti-abortion stance, faces allegations that he paid for 2 abortions. He denies both claims.
But I can tell you right now, they can't take me down because I'm a bad man.
While abortion became a major issue after the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, the economy remains the top priority. A recent CBS News poll found 65% of registered voters said the economy is getting worse, and 45% of those surveyed said President Biden is responsible for economic conditions.
Great economic report today.
New data showed the country's GDP grew at an annual rate of 2.6% from July to September. This after 2 straight quarters of contraction. Democrats hope voters see the improvement.
Economic growth is up, the price of inflation is down, real incomes are up.
Republicans say it's too little, too late for the party in charge.
And what has happened through this White House and this Congress is they have declared war on people's pocketbooks.
On Friday, President Biden heads to Pennsylvania hoping to give a boost to John Fetterman, who's in a tight Senate race with Dr. Mehmet Oz. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Washington.
Like the 2020 presidential election, Pennsylvania officials say it's likely they won't know many winners there until days after the election. That's because state law prevents them from counting mail-in votes until Election Day, and they've received already 733,000 ballots. A little bit later, how the drought has affected the Mississippi River and its impact on farmers in Arkansas.
Plus, we have a little bit of rain that is working into the region that we are tracking. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, it turned out to be a nice Thursday for us today. A lot of mid and upper level clouds, but temperatures great mid to upper 60s for highs. We do have some clouds increasing now. Can't see it. It's dark, but a nice shot of indigo sky, casino and resort. Look at the rain. Some increasing in our western counties. You can see this little band pushing into southeastern Kansas, a little bit down once you get into Oklahoma as well. It's fairly light. Here's Yates Center, Chanute, Fredonia, Neodesha, Independence. So our western counties getting a little bit of rain. This is going to continue to track east. So eventually Fort Scott, Pittsburgh, it's going to fall apart. We'll still get some random showers. May even make it all the way over toward Nevada and also Lamar. Let's go a little bit farther south. You can see a few showers popping up in western parts of Nowata and then also Craig County. So a few of those could get over into Ottawa County as well. It's light, but at least we're getting something out there which we can use. All right, here in about an hour or so, you can see them pushing toward Pittsburgh, down just north of Veneta, work into southwestern Missouri, start falling apart. Here's 2 a.m. and then they're gone. But at least we have some showers out there across the region. Temperatures right now, most of us low 50s to mid 50s. On the Kansas side, 7th and range line, currently sitting 55. Easterly winds are light. Humidity at 47%. The rest of the night we drop back to 44 and then 52 by 10. It looks like temperatures very similar to what we saw today, but this is the beginning wave of our main system. You can see this spin right out across parts of New Mexico, and this low is going to track out northern parts of Texas over the weekend, so it will keep the clouds and some rain chances around for us as we go into the weekend. All right, let's go through the next 24 hours. We'll stop at 7 a.m. Most of the showers are gone. Partly cloudy skies near 60 by noon. Most of us in the afternoon will warm into the mid 60s. All the rain will stay to our south for us tomorrow. Day planner 44 in the morning, 60 by noon, 64 by 5. High temp right around 65. Tomorrow night, we got Fort State Friday night football. We're going to call some cloud interference. But besides that, great football temperatures. The temps sitting into the mid 50s for all the games tomorrow evening. All right, let's go into the weekend. Look at the rain by Saturday morning. It starts advancing back toward the north. I really think most of Saturday, a good chunk of the day is dry, but look at some of this rain trying to get in along and south of I-44. So this is Saturday afternoon. As we go into Saturday night, still some showers sticking around and even a few more sticking around even into Sunday. So at least we're going to get some showers into the region as we go into the weekend. Monday is Halloween, 68 degrees, so it looks pretty good. Trick-or-treaters, check it out. Not too shabby. We're going to be dry. We're going to drop back through the 50s, so chilly, but a pretty good trick-or-treating forecast. And then the 70s return Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then good chances for possibly heavy amounts of rain again as we head into next weekend.
So the trick-or-treaters might need an extra layer under the costume, but they're not going to have to wear a parka on top or anything.
Pretty good for October 31st.
You bet. Thanks, Doug. The level of the Mississippi River in Wickliffe, Kentucky has dropped below the previous all-time low set in October of 1939. The low water level has affected one of the world's most important shipping corridors. This had made an impact on farmers in Mississippi County, Arkansas, who have no way to ship their products down the river. Reporter Mike Sirianni has more.
Without that river taking our grain, we don't get paid. When we've put everything we have into this crop all year long, we need to be able to sell our products at a decent price.
No mincing words for Dino Pirani, a longtime Mississippi County, Arkansas farmer. And like every other farmer rushing to get crops out of the ground, Pirani knows he's at the mercy of the Mississippi River just 3 miles from where he and his workers are harvesting soybeans Tuesday.
We take nothing inland. Everything goes on the river, goes south to Louisiana to where it's then processed, and then they decide whether it comes back up to the United States or goes onto a vessel and goes across the oceans.
At the Poinsett Rice and Grain Terminal in the Osceola Harbor, trucks are still dumping beans for the time being at least, and barges are being loaded, but not to their usual capacity.
I've been here for 20 years and this is the worst it's been.
Jeff Worsham, Osceola Harbor port manager, says there are 2 major problems caused by the low river.
We could still load barges. The main issue is getting the barges and the fact that we can only load at half capacity. We normally load to a 12-6 draft, and we're sinking them now to 9 foot.
Worsham says the process has doubled the cost of shipping downriver, and it's just basic math.
Normally we put about 85,000 bushels on them, and right now we're putting around 50 to 55,000.
Still ahead, Seneca High School volleyball aims to move on to the state quarterfinals, and it's the opening night of the playoffs for Kansas High School football. Jacob Leonard has those highlights and more up next.
The playoffs are here for high school football in southeast Kansas. The Colgan Panthers have a home game to open the 1A bracket tonight, hosting the Central Heights Vikings. Now, Colgan is on a roll heading into the playoffs. Panthers won 6 straight games to close out the regular season. The Vikings fake a punt on 4th and 1 on their first possession, but Brody Kennard there to stop it. Colgan takes over possession. The very next play, Tucker Harrell fakes the give, keeps it, and takes off. Kind of just coast through the traffic there for 29 yards. Touchdown Colgan. They're up 7-0. The Vikings in Colgan territory after a fumble on a punt return, but the Panthers, they would get it right back. It's Connor Van Beesler with the interception in the end zone. Brings it out of the end zone, and Panthers drive straight down the field, and again it is Harrell keeping it, basically just walking in here at the end. Colgan takes a 14-0 lead after the first. So we go to the second quarter now. Panthers still rolling. Harrell gives it off to Keegan Fleming. Check it out, one good stiff arm, finds his way around the edge, all the way in for the 32-yard touchdown. Colgan wins, and it's a shutout. Final score, 56-0. 8-player Division I bracket here. Oswego opens the postseason at home tonight with a tough one against Madison. First drive for Oswego, Jake Hutchinson, right up the middle for the short touchdown. Madison, though, would quickly answer, tied the game up at 6. So the Indians try to take back the lead here. This time, Levi George barrels into the end zone. To the second quarter now, we're all tied up again. Hayden Helm flips it out to Bryson Turner. Makes a few guys miss and scores. Madison on top 22-14. Then the Bulldogs started to pull away. Coming out of the half, Turner slips through traffic, takes it all the way. Madison picks up the big road win over Oswego, 56-32. The Pittsburgh State Gorillas have just 3 games left in the regular season. The Gorillas are still undefeated, sitting at 8-0 heading into Week 9. Pittsburgh State's on the road against Central Oklahoma on Saturday. UCO is 5-3. Got a couple big wins against Northwest Missouri State and Emporia State. Now, we've talked about the Pitt State defense all year long. The best scoring defense in the MIAA, second in total defense and second in sacks. And here's that Gorilla defense on what they see out of Central Oklahoma.
They're very coached very well, and they do a lot of screens. So we're going to do a lot of retracing and running to the ball. That's going to be very imperative this week. And UCO is going to have nothing to lose. They're going to give everything that we have. So it's very imperative that we are prepared for everything that they have to throw at us.
Offensively, they present you with some tough formations. The run game and the screen game that they have is at another level, in my opinion.
I'm very thrilled with how our defense has been playing. There's still a lot of room for improvement, but the ultimate, I would say, the thing that we've been doing is playing complementary football. The defense we have a bend, don't break mentality, so despite where we get the ball at on the field, we're just going to look forward to stopping the opponents from putting pokes on the board.
The Seneca Indians are still alive for a volleyball state championship, and the Indians claimed a district title earlier this week over Mount Vernon to earn their spot in the Class 3 state bracket. Seneca gets to play at home tonight in the sectional round on the floor against Mountain Grove. Check it out. Seneca wins in straight sets 3-0. Indians now move on to play in the state quarterfinals on Saturday. Seneca not the only local team playing in the state sectional round tonight. In Class 2, Diamond on the road against Fairgrove, looking to move on to the state quarterfinals. Diamond, though, falls 3-0. The Wildcats end the season with a 23-10-4 overall record. And finally, one more tonight. Jasper Eagles face Drexel in a Class 1 sectional matchup. In that one, Jasper falls 3-0. They end the year with a 25-9-3 overall record. So playoffs in volleyball, playoffs in football. Got more playoff games coming up from the football side tomorrow night. It's a great time for sports.
Good time for sports reporters and sports fans and athletes. We'll be right back. We take a moment now to honor a local veteran. Kenneth Kimmel served in the U.S. Navy from 1972 to 1975. His hometown, Cherokee, Kansas, and we are proud to salute First Class Petty Officer Kenneth Kimmel, a four-state hero. You can learn about lots of other heroes from all across the area, more than likely some of them from your own hometown. You can also submit a hero anytime. It's very simple. All you have to do is click on the link on our website, and you already know what that is. It's KOAMnewsnow.com. Looks like we can expect at least one more night of pretty pleasant weather for Friday Night Football.
Yeah, Friday Night Football is actually looking pretty good as temperatures are going to be dropping back into the 50s. We are going to have a lot of clouds. Now tonight, few light little showers over the next few hours. 65 tomorrow. Some rain showers heading into the weekend. Halloween looks good.
Final sports notes.
We still have two Southwest Missouri volleyball teams alive for state championships. Webb City, Seneca both play in the quarterfinals on Saturday.
Thanks for joining us. Morning show tomorrow, 5 a.m. Let's make it a great tomorrow.